All right, so we'll record this. Once again, you'll get it out to you. You bet. No worries. It's on my list of things to do. So when I give them a template, I want to be able to get in there and get familiar with things so they eventually can do their own. And so each level in the template goes a little higher. So this is the simplest level that they can create. And it's components. Everything's either a component, and the components belong to families. So all flooring is a family of flooring, and then there's different components, so you create out. So then we go to structure, which is where you're at, and edit. And the wood flooring that's in here, I think, is just maple. It might not be maple. I think I just put in whatever I had. So you can look at the material.
Where's edit?
Okay, we'll go back. So we pick our hardwood floor. Edit type is right here in the lower right-hand corner. So we click on that.
Okay.
Good.
It's not letting me click on edit type.
Okay, I'm going to run over there real quick.
Okay. Because I clicked on tile because I wanted
So
tile.
you're in there already. So what we want to do is we can't see here because we're a little far. So just discard that. And I go floor because you're just in generic. So floor, and that's not floor. It's floors. So I'm going to do it again. So you go floor. Then we click here. So scroll down and get hardwood. Edit type. This is where I'm right now. So floor. You're in floor. You got you're doing hardwood.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to do hardwood this time. Then the edit type. And this is where the duplicate comes in.
Okay.
Do you find yours?
Hit duplicate.
Yep, you're gonna hit duplicate, and the first thing it's gonna have you do is create a new name for it. I have them leave the word floor or finish and just change out what it is. The more simple they keep the names, the easier it is to figure out what they've done. And we've got a real big problem with kids just hitting the keyboards and whatever shows up as their name. And it's driving me nuts. So we hit duplicate, the name comes up. The 2 means it's a copy, so that can go away. I leave the hardwood and I then put in the parquet and then kitchen.
So you want me to keep finish there as well?
Yeah, I keep it finished floor because when I look at the materials as a whole, if you're trying to find, you don't know that this is a finished material, not a structural material. So it's a finished product that interior designers work with. And so they're not worried about the subfloor. You could care less about the plywood, but you do care what's the finish on it. So we change the name, and now they create the material. So in the structure of it, we hit the edit button here at structure, and we can look at the default here is 1 inch thick. You can go thinner if you're doing laminate flooring. That's down to like 1/8 of an inch for the cheap stuff. I try and get the kids to go think hardwood, not laminate, because it's a little stronger. So we do edit. Now, this is going to be the same screen for everything we create. And it's going to be the top up here is the top and the bottom is the bottom. And usually it'll tell you as you go through. It'll also be exterior, interior. Exterior is the top, interior is the bottom when you start seeing these. But right now, all this has is flooring. That's all I want it to be. But if you wanted to put in a pad underneath this or a water barrier, you would hit insert. You would move that up underneath the floor, and then you would change the category, the structure of it first to a membrane layer, and then you put your material. So you can get very, very, very detailed in these. But this gives them a start, so we don't have to worry about that, because this is like, for me, it's week 2 that they're doing flooring. So I click on the wood flooring here, and the little ellipse dots. And if they don't know what that is, just say the 3 dots. They don't know ellipses anymore. We click on that, and that takes us into the material library, which is pretty vast. And you can get additional libraries off of Autodesk.com. But the reason I wanted to say finish, if I do a search at the top for finish, it's going to bring up anything that has that name. And so because I create materials, I can find them easier. If I'm looking for paint, it's going to start bringing up all the painted surfaces. So it just kind of makes it a little easier to search and find what you're looking for, because it is literally potentially every material out there. But I need to make a new one. Okay, so that search window is great. We love it. And then come down here to the gray sphere. So just think about the Earth without anything on it. It's just a gray blob of rock. It's got a little blue plus on it, so we're going to add materials to it. And that means we'll hit the down arrow. Now, there's two things that can happen here. You can create a material, you can duplicate a material. I have never had success when I duplicate. When you duplicate, it's taking what was there and you're putting the same link to it, and they tend to get caught up and override each other. So it's just that pathway gets a little muddled. So I just have them create new ones each time. So we hit create new material, and now the default new material comes up. So if you've got 20 of these in there, your materials in there really get mixed up. So at this point, before we move on, we right click and we rename it. And this is finish RK. And I put the room on there so I know where I've used it. It's kind of what I do. You can just go with what the flooring is or the material. A lot of the kids will just put the color of the carpet that they have on there. And then you have to hit enter. So it doesn't automatically save at this point. You do have to hit enter, and that locks in that name. And then we can go to, there's 3 tabs on these. You got identity. So if you are really, really gung-ho about making the kids do cost estimates, everything goes in here. So you can put in the description of it, what category it is. This is not generic. This is wood. So that's a wood category. Comments about it, so we know what it is. Keywords for searching. The manufacturer, the model number, the cost per square unit, the URL where it came from, and then if you want to make keynote marks to it, so it's automatically labeled in a finished materials schedule. So it can do all this for you, but they do have to set up as you go. The next one is the graphics. This is the drafting side of things.
So if they don't do that at this time,
They can come back and do it. You can come back and do that anytime you want. Usually what will happen in an office is this will all be done as they go, because that office template continues to grow. So everything's saved back to the template, and then you use the template. So they'll go through, like FFKR, they'll go through in the project they're looking at. While the architects are doing the buildings, they already know what rooms will be involved. And the interior design staff is already figuring out materials and colors. And so they're creating their materials while the architects are creating the structural walls. And so they're working in tandem, which is very, very new to our industry. We've always been kind of adversary about it, and now it's joined. So this just gives you ways to track information. The graphics is the drafting part. So this is your shading. I usually don't do a lot with this except if I'm doing the cut pattern. And the cut pattern is if you do a section cut. So if you want to see a difference, then you just click in there and you choose the pattern you want to use for hardwood. And let's see, I'll use that. So it's horizontal wood on there. You can set your own standards. They're kind of loose, especially residentially. And so now if I do a section cut through it, I'll know that this is wood, and it's a different symbol than plywood. So I have those in there. So it's just, again, not needed, but something to know, because they'll click on the tabs and they won't know how to get out. But what we care about now is the appearance. So we click on the appearance, which is the default tab. And you can set the color by the ASCII code. So you guys have used that. Okay, I'll pull that up. We're going to use that today for paint. So what that is every color has a code to it. And if you get in there, and we'll look at this with the way we are, but you can go in and specify by blue, red, and gray number, or green, blue, red, and green, what number goes with which color, and that creates that same color. So we're going to do this with paint. We're going to use Sherwin-Williams to do that. It just kind of makes it easy. So, but I need an image. So I click no image selected. It's a hyperlink. It's not a button. And I go to where I save my material. And I hit open. And now my parquet floor is there. Now here's where tile and hardwood become kind of a little more tricky, because the default is to make 1 foot by 1 foot tile squares. Mainly because that's what most of the commercial places are now, is carpet squares instead of rolled carpet. I don't like it. So if you want to change that, you click on the picture again, and it brings up the edit area. Now, this edit area can get you a lot of information. So right now, this is tiling horizontally and vertically. You can have it not tile. And if you know the exact dimensions of the room, you make the image the exact dimensions of the room. It does take the scale a little bit out of proportion with it. So I like to talk. The thing to remember is when they do the rendering, this tiling grid disappears. It all merges out, cleans itself up, so it doesn't look like a bunch of squares. But if you want to change this out, it's on your scale side. You have to put it in inches. So if you want 5 feet, you have to put in 60 inches, and it converts. We good? Everything's okay? I don't want to lose you. Okay, so you can adjust this to whatever size you want. And it gets different effects. The best thing is just kind of play around with it a little bit and see what works for you. So if I'm doing a tile floor and I'm using 12-inch square tiles, I'll take the image of one tile, and I won't try and create a grid with it. I'll let the computer grid it out. And when you get done playing around here, you get done, you hit apply. Always hit apply if it's there, and then OK, and then OK again, and then apply, and then OK. That just makes sure it's locked into your file. And now I'm ready to put the floor in. So your floor tools, it can be completely automatic for you. So up here in the create boundary, you'll see these kind of greenish blue tabs. Is everybody at this point?
Not quite.
Not quite? Okay. I don't lose you.
Change the size of it.
Okay, I can change it? Yep. Go back in. Let's go edit. Open the material library. Click on the image. So you double click on the image here. Just click. Takes you in here, and you're changing the sample size under scale.
Okay, where did you put it?
Right here on the picture. Just click it.
Okay.
So it's a direct link from this picture to this picture. So this will be a 5 foot by 5 foot. If I change that to 12 inches, now it's a 1 foot by 1 foot. So if you know how much your parquet spacing is, you can kind of get pretty accurate on there. Okay. So we're going to go now and put that in place. Now, if you're just editing, you don't hit the apply as well. I just get in the habit of not hitting the help key, but I did. Sorry. So just to change that material real quick. And I just have a little error going on. Okay. All right. So when you go to apply your floor, this till tab is anytime you're creating, there'll be a greenish tab at the top. And so some of you already clicked on that when you started, and that lets you know that you're in the middle of a command. So in this creation box, so this draw box, you want to create boundary lines. If you want, you can have your floor slope. So if you're trying to do an angular whatever, you can slope it. You can also change the direction which it lays. But the default is for automatic wall selection. So the automatic wall selection means you just pick the wall, and it's then put a purple line on there. So it needs to be on the side of the wall of the room you're doing. So these little arrows, is yours blue? It's still selected. Okay. So these arrows let you switch the side of the wall you're going to. Again, we don't want flooring going underneath the wall, but we do want it to go underneath the gypsum board. So it's going to match the face of that stud and go right underneath the wall board. Okay, so that's where it's going to place it. And then if you do the automatic wall, you just pick your next wall. Now this is all one wall. And I'm going to leave it alone for right now because I want it to air out. So I'm going to let it air. Then I'm going to come get this wall. Now you can also do pick a line. So to the left of pick a wall is pick a line. And then you can just pick any line you want. And again, if it's the wrong line, you're kind of stuck. You can do a Control Z and pick a different line. And we might have to do it on a line there. So we'll fix that too. But now I don't have any walls. I can't pick a line. I can't pick a wall. So I can also draw. And you can draw with lines, rectangles, polygons, and circles. You can also do arcs and splines and squigglies. We don't use these a whole lot. Most of our buildings are pretty square. So I'm going to pick a line and then draw a line just right across where the kitchen is. So I'm going to create that boundary for it. Now, at this point, I should be done because I've put a boundary around my kitchen. That boundary's got a lot of errors in it. And the thing to remember is AutoCAD or Autodesk products do not want people making mistakes because that makes people unhappy. So most of the time you're using Autodesk products, they will prompt you on what you need to do. So I'm going to do that right now is when I hit the green check mark saying I'm done, I've done my duty, I click it, it's going to come and say, well, you're not quite done. You can't have intersecting lines. Your highlighted lines need to be fixed. And it will highlight the lines that are problematic in orange. So you'll see these orange lines if you have an error on there. So you hit continue. Go and hit the corner tool. So the trim extend to corner. So this tool and this tool are the ones you'll use 95% of the time. So this is the align tool, and I'll show you that in just a second. And this is the corner tool. So the corner tool is then come up to this problem where I've got this hangnail and an extended line, and you pick the side you want to keep to the side you want to keep, and it cleans that corner up. So I can clean that up nice and neat. Say, okay, I did what you said, Revit, and I hit the check mark. No, you still got problems, and it highlights in orange where your problem is. So you hit OK, you go back in, you fix that corner. Okay, that should do. I should have it perfect now. Hit the green check mark. No, now you've still got gaps in the... So I've got two problems here. I've got a line that extends too far and a line that doesn't close. So I hit continue and I go up and then fix this one first. So corner trim that. And then this guy is not connected, so the corner tool works there as well. I can just click those two and close that off. Now there's one other error that Revit doesn't care about. It's on here, and that's off this wall where I picked a line, is it picked the face of the wall. Overall, that's not a big deal. If that's what your kids do, you'll never see it unless they cut a section cut through it, and then you have this big white square where everything else is shaded and colored and looks pretty. So the fix is the align tool. The align tool, you pick where you want it and then what you want to move there. So I activate the align. I want it on, got to change it from my wall face to face a core. And the core is your structure. Then I can pick this line behind the gypsum board, and that's now blue. And then I pick the floor line, and it shifts it over for me. So if you got kids that are shaky, so I have a couple kids that are palsy, they can use this program because even if the lines are shaky and crooked, they can line it up really quick and fast. So it kind of works for them. Okay, now once you get that rectangle made for your kitchen, and you can just draw a rectangle if you want it. I mean, you don't have to do it hard. You can, whatever works for you. Over here in the properties, the height off the finished floor, off the floor, is 1 inch. Floors always draw from the top down. So my subfloor is at 0, 0. So this has to be 1 inch up. And so it's the thickness of whatever you make the floor. If you make that floor a 1/2 inch, then change this to a 1/2 inch. So it sets it right. But that's in the right place now. So I am going back to create and checking it off. And look at that beautiful texture. Now that box that came up, I should have left it. Dang it. I'm going to do it again. Maybe. Let's check it off. This box here, I've gone so I just kind of ignore it. What it does, it takes your floor and connects it to walls. So if you move the wall, the floor goes with it. And you're not having to re-edit everything. It's all going to be connected. So you don't have to come back and say, oh man, I got 6 layers of things to fix.
How'd you get the floor in? Because I finally got my wall.
Okay. So the green check mark under modify. I got to get to come back up now. Because I got mine in. So once you hit that green check mark, it should be there. Okay, so you got lines that are, look for the orange lines. There, that's good. Close that. Yeah, that's great. I'm going to do, yep. So here, continue. I'm going to change here. That one's good. There's a double line there. So let's take
This is hard for day one.
There you go. So now hit yes.
Meanwhile,
Are mine out?
You're not too far. Yep. So we're going to fix that real quick.
So is that the line button?
Look, we're going to do
No, I do
modify.
want to sync. It's just I don't think it's in the right
Side
spot.
of the line. Find this arrow.
I don't know how to move
Flip
it.
it. And that fixed all that.
And then you just click on it to flip it.
Yep. Well, there's a double arrow. So let me click it this one here. You can see it easier. So when you modify a line,
Tech person said.
It might be
We
because it's
might
connected to
have-
our Wi-Fi.
that's your flip.
Okay.
I just flip the sides.
And she gave me some sort of.
And then it should do that.
So
There
I
we
should
go.
need to
Couple
have to
fix.
so I can do it at home
So continue.
over the summer. I
That
better do
one's
that.
fine.
What?
It's fine. So find that double line as well.
I just don't understand why I can see my scene, but I can't see my scene. What can you guys see your scene?
That's fine.
Right
How
there?
do I get the
You
floor?
gotta have a countertop before you put a sink
How do I
in.
get the floor?
What? Oh, it's in.
Sinks will go on whatever flat surface they connect.
I'll go to your beauty tab.
Oh, so did I not put a countertop in?
Just where it's.
Oh,
where
I
it's-
know what
on your
The
happened.
white
floor.
is on the top of the tab.
Oh,
I'm
right.
distracted.
How do I have a countertop?
Oh, then you said.
So I think I have a countertop.
How do I make a second split?
I have a hole.
Down the cube there, you hit top again, now turn over. If you want more angle, you just tilt the cube back.
Okay, I'll just.
Okay, I'm gonna fix this drastically. So if your kids, and you can't figure it out, you can try to help them.
This again.
I'm not trying to help. Just render the whole thing. Go ahead and
Oh, I
hit
can't
the
help you.
key.
I'm
Use
sorry.
grab this corner tool,
Sorry.
the rectangle tool. Go grab the corner you needed at,
Okay, I'll do it anyway.
and take it where you need to go.
I'm gonna tolerate.
And I'm gonna go down here long, so I'll show you. So you just throw that in. I'm gonna do the align tool. I'm gonna line up this corner.
Just fucking drag it in.
So that this tool.
I did it! Ha!
Check mark.
Solid.
Perfect.
Look, a high five for not hurting.
Okay, so you're in.
I don't want to bang the pen.
Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna close that.
no. Control.
Good. All right, having fun?
Always.
Good. So if you notice, mine has a texture. That's that drafting line I put in. More important for my kids than yours. I usually, with the first class in housing, I don't do that. The second class has to because I want to be able to walk through the room and see the actual floor. Now, it's just white or black. They're not going to be black mode now.
How do we change that back into like, can I see my colors in,
In 3D.
only in 3D?
Well, no, you can change them here too.
Okay,
Let's do that.
remind me
Let's
how
do it
we
up
do
here.
that. Because
All
I used to have it set up that way.
Okay. Down in this little bottom, there's your scale for your drawing.
Uh-huh.
The first cube right here, is your, that should be on fine. That makes it thin lines. If you go coarse, you lose a lot of detail. Just simple 2-inch lines.
Hey, I heard this was where all the cool people
This
were
is
hanging
where
out.
the We're having fun.
Yeah.
So you go back to that cube, and that changes you to more detail. Is fine. And so now you get the wall materials. So you can see where your framing, your sheathing, all your finishes are. You get those. Now the color is the cube. So the cube, you can go on to textures, and you get the colors to show through. Now that will slow your machine down, but
You guys
you
are
can see color.
dedicated on a Friday afternoon? Man,
We're
like
good on the crazy.
that's like over the top dedication.
Yeah, but I only want those 10 hours.
So we're good. No, we're not good.
So you can work in the colors. It will slow the rendering down, but if you get new machines, then you'll be fine for the first year.
Say this again?
If you get your new lab,
Oh.
they'll work really well for the first year because every 6 months this program gets made, which is the major part of this. But it does let you see texture. You can spot through a room really quick, and usually when I do my progress grading, I just walk around the smart phone and I just don't grade it because I don't want my canvas full of dragonflies. It gets full really
I
fast.
was gonna say like 3 and then
Uh-huh.
you're done.
Shoot.
I have a weird box.
Okay, 3 boxes.
It just asked me to save, and so I hit save, and then it popped up with this.
Oh, this is from OneDrive. So just say got it. What it's telling you is this. If you delete something off your desktop or off your documents or out of OneDrive, it's global, all through.
Yeah.
That's all it's telling you.
Okay.
It
But
just to remind you that you're about to script your life if you delete it.
delete, there's no going back.
There's no going back. There's no way to recover it.
How do I get rid of these old wall lines?
Old wall lines.
Yellow
Okay,
ones?
so that's what you're.
Oh, is that
Can
the
I
AutoCAD sketch?
Probably.
this?
Yep. So I just
Can I
pick
put
here.
that?
You have 2 choices. You can
You want-
go up here and
You
hide
wanna pull this over
that
and
so it's
just-
there for the future, or you can delete it.
Oh.
It doesn't have to be.
Yep.
I
So you
think
just
I
hide
would-
that whole element. It's gone. Always choices. All right, let's put the big appliances in first. Now, in the template, I give the kids the range, and we have this long talk about ranges and stoves and all that yucky stuff. So what's a stove?
Just the top burners.
Stove is the,
That's a cooktop.
is the,
Stove was invented by Ben Franklin to warm up the house. That's a stove.
That's a wood burner.
That's what we call it in the West, but that is a stove on the East. And so
So you
if you
need oven
lose,
and range.
yes. So we have range,
Wait,
which
are we
is
talking about
the
Eastern
cooktop
America?
and the oven, or you have a separate oven and separate cooktop. It's not such a big deal here in the West because we all kind of keep the same thing in mind. But if these kids work for an international company like FFKR, they've got to get the terms down. It's really important because people say something, they'll think they're getting one thing and get the other. And those stoves are really important back east because they're so loud.
That's like the house.
Yeah, like anything east of the Mississippi.
We always called it a wood burner growing up. I'm from Ohio.
That's what Ohio.
That's Ohio. We Buckeye State. You
I'm
know,
like, Ohio's
it is
special.
contagious.
Ohio is special. We're just like conglomerating
Ohio,
together.
right.
Yeah, so if you get back to
This is why I was like, I'm out.
yeah, Pennsylvania's pretty protective of it.
Yeah.
They kind of like that. All right, so in the template is a refrigerator and a range. So we then have to get out of this view and go back to, I changed my screen. Let me fix this for you. There's some things that you need to know. So if I put them in the video, you will. My menu just got really, really shortened. And it's this little guy right here. This little up down arrow is a toggle. And you toggle through the different layouts for your top ribbon about how you want to see it. And your kids will hit that and just toggle through. Okay. The other thing we talked about way back at the beginning is what if you lose your properties box, and what if the kid panics and then you lose your browser? You can't do anything. You cannot navigate through this at all without those. So you have to remind the kids that they're using this program. So go to View, over to User Interface, and make sure we put on the Project Browser, and I don't understand work, and then your Properties. Those both need to be on. So Project Browser and Properties, bring this back. And they will delete that in and out all the time. Okay, now we can get to our Architectural tab because I couldn't find it before. So now I'm good to go. Oh, we already do this. There's Canvas themes now. You can go black or white, whichever way works for you. Kids all go black. So they go in dark mode. So go Architectural tab, and now we're placing furnishings like furniture and components. So these are components. They're not specific structural things like walls, doors, and windows. They are components. And that means your properties box is going to change. Well, this has a search in it too, and that's kind of nice to be able to search. So you click in the big button picture, go in the search bar, and I put in range. It's going to bring up a range as well as a hood, range hood. Architecture tab. Okay, we're good? All right. So this is going to grab that range, and there it is. Now there are in the main library, there's 6 burners, there's an 8 burner. You can go crazy with this kitchen stuff in here. What's that? Yep, just drag it over. Now, what gets people up, most of my kids put this in backwards. The cursor, the little plus cursor, is the back of the appliance or the component. To rotate it is a space bar. So that will rotate you around. And since I want the sink by a window, I'm just going to bring it over and place it next to the wall. And it'll just go anywhere you want. You can put ranges in your sidewalk, your lawn. They don't care. The things that do care are sinks. Sinks are very picky. Okay, we'll put, just right click and cancel. Or escape, yeah. Escape works. I was getting used to cancel because my software's got that now. Okay, let's go grab our refrigerator. So go back to component. Click in our properties box. Let's go look for a refrigerator. Now there's 2 in this template. There's a 36-inch and there's a 48-inch. There is actually a 30-inch and a 32-inch if you go shopping thrifty, but these are the kind of normal. So for house this size, probably 36-inch. So I can see it, pull that in. It does have a door swing on it. This is really, really helpful interior design-wise because that door needs to be placed where it's user-friendly.
Did you get the 36 or the 48?
I did 36. You can switch back. Well, if you're in the middle and you change your mind, just click on the button and go grab the 48.
Oh, gotcha.
So you can switch back and forth. It just depends on what size kitchen you got to work with. Okay. So I'll probably put this there. So I rotate around. Now this one, the cursor's in the center, which kind of annoys me quite a bit because everything else is not. I'm just going to put it in the middle of the floor, and I'll show you why I'm going to do that in a minute. Now, if we're talking kitchens, you don't want a refrigerator next to a stove. It's kind of a bad deal. Your ice cream melts a lot. But I want this along this wall. I got kind of a small kitchen here, and I want to leave room for a breakfast table. If I put this against the wall here, I can just click on it and drag it. Sometimes, if I'm not paying attention to it, I can drag it around. No big deal. But I want to do the Align tool here. So that's in the Modify tab. And I do the Align. It's right above that. There's Move and Align. It's right between Insert and Annotate. So this looks like a bar graph. What it's actually shows is this white block getting turned vertical is what it's trying to show you, but it's not a great graphic. So when I click on that, I'm going to come down to the wall, and usually I go back into where I can see my blue line. So I'm going to go right to the wall, and when I come over to the refrigerator, and pop that in. If I leave it like this, I'm not going to be able to use that refrigerator. So the only appliance you have to worry about is that this thing needs to be 2 inches off the wall for your plugs. And so you get some ventilation. So if you move that, you can select it with the modify. You can use your arrow keys and just space it over. And then there's this little temporary dimension. Now these get you precise. And I know it's a lot to throw at you. Throwing a lot down. This, once you get these little temporary dimensions, you can click on the number and tell it exactly how far to go. And that is your parametric dimensions. So you'll control exactly where you place things.
So with the line, do I click on the refrigerator and then the wall?
Yep.
Okay.
So just go here and set out 2 inches from the wall. Now, if you want to change the direction, there's flip arrows, so you can flip it around as well. That means this stove's got to move. I'm kind of limited on what I can do here. It's looking pretty bad for design-wise. They're both taking 3/4 of my wall now. We'll fix it in a minute. Okay, then usually we have a sink. So the 3 things I put in first, the range, the refrigerator, and the kitchen sink. They have to make their kitchen work triangle first. Otherwise, there's no point in doing anything. And they hate me for it because they just want to start throwing things in. So I already know that I'm going to have problems here for sure, which means I got to break a couple of rules. I might have to move the stove over here and rotate that around so it's on this wall. Because ultimately, everyone wants their sink to be by a window. It doesn't always work. So your designs can be kind of what you need them to be. So that's going to be over here now.
Does that need to be 2 inches from the wall also?
No, this goes up against it. I'm going to move it a few more times, so I haven't not going to shove it back. When you get, look, you can see all your knobs on there. It's got a little grill in the middle. This is a fancy stove. And I do use stove in the West a lot because the kids understand that. And I really try to get them to say things like water closet and lavatory, but they look at me like I'm stupid. So we kind of interchange those terms.
And
Okay.
the water closet is the toilet and the lavatory is the sink.
Yes. So if you think lava soap, it kind of helps. Let's see what I use. So now I'm going to go into my architecture and component again. And in the template, there are base cabinets. So you just type base and then bring up the base cabinets. And these are good. They're not my favorites. They're just kind of been used by kids a lot. We're then going to the main library for this. If we go in the main library, then your styles tend to be the same. And so what we're going to do there is rather than pick from the template, we're going to hit edit type. Regardless of whatever's in this component window, we're going to hit edit type. And we're right back where we were when we made a floor. Okay, so now it's starting to be, we've been here, done that, doing it again. Except this time, I'm going to hit load. Okay, now load takes you completely into the library. So we open that up, and here's our library in all its glory. Windows is the last one, annotations are the first, it's alphabetical. Kids like to do it upside down and throw me off, but it's all good. So in Revit, casework is cabinetry. There's also millwork, which is trims and moldings. So it's a little different. Most of the terms in here are East Coast terms. Autodesk is based out of Boston, so they use a lot of East Coast terms in there. So when they go to casework, I have base cabinets, countertops, shelving, tall cabinets, and wall cabinets. Well, I'm looking for base cabinets right now, so I'll go base cabinets. And there's probably not quite this many in yours, but anything that says base is kitchen. Anything that says vanity is bathroom. There's a 6-inch difference in height. I am not a fan of that. I don't like 30-inch vanities. I'm 6 foot tall and it drives me nuts. So I will interchange these, but the vanities, when you click on them, they get a little fancier. So you can see your preview with them as you go through. So just click on the name and the preview window will open up. So when Farmhouse became really popular about 4 years ago, They started out in these bins that everyone's in the kitchen. It's kind of going away now, thankfully. But so I want one of those sinks, and then go down. There's a double door sink unit, and you don't have to start thinking about what size sink you're using. The default is for a single farmhouse sink. It holds with one basin, does well. But this is what I'm going to load in. So I find my sink, I hit our cabinet unit, hit open. It's going to be 24 inches wide. Okay, this is the width. Now, if I go in the down arrow, I have all my other sizes. If you're using a double basin sink, it needs to be at least 48 inches. Okay. If you're doing a farmhouse sink, the others work really good. If you're doing the 24 is your vegetable sinks type thing. So I want to use that. So I get my 48-inch base cabinet. I hit OK, and it's going to say, where do you want it?
No.
Mine still says refrigerator, even though I tried to open that cabinet.
Did you hit OK at the bottom?
I hit open.
Double click on it.
And then I hit OK here.
I should turn lights on.
Yeah, you're good.
No, it just gave me another refrigerator.
So when you go component,
Yeah, I did that.
just type
Yeah,
load.
yeah,
Put your base cabinet.
I was switching over to Revit.
yeah,
Mostly.
Open.
yeah.
Okay.
It still says
But I
refrigerator.
What that means is it's been loaded in.
And then like.
So we change this. These are what's already loaded.
Oh.
So we go
So I
and
picked
your
up for me to
kitchen
drop
downstream.
after.
That's
Just
what
because
it
I
is.
turned on.
Usually you don't have to unless it's already loaded in there.
Okay,
Oh, this is cool.
and then hit
They
OK.
touch
And then you change it.
Yep.
So, yeah, the same stuff.
For black and silver. I can take up your black and coffee and cones.
Why is it not working?
Oh yeah, there's all that. All that's in there. There you go. Under sink, base cabinet, sink.
These are hard.
And then you can pick your size here.
Okay.
Well, that's where I
Do
look,
48.
and then I click on it, and then it
Go
doesn't open it.
What do you need?
Okay.
I'm trying to find it again.
And do I do okay now?
If it doesn't load automatically, that's because it's already loaded in your template.
Oh, there we go.
Then change your size.
No, it's under sink. There it is. Never mind. I found it. We're good.
Fine. Be good.
I will be
I'll
good.
just call you Johnny from now on.
I'm trying so hard.
It's okay.
Do you know how?
Try hard.
I know it's tough. This is a lot to learn
And
in 3
where did
lessons.
that come from?
Because you're trying too hard.
This is a lot. Okay, now just like before, your cabinets are placed to the back. Here's your cursor. That's the back of the cabinet. So I'm gonna have to rotate it to put it here. This is very tight kitchen.
It is.
The shirt for the back and
The cursor's the back of your cabinet.
Is this our thing for our students?
is it though?
I'm gonna do a little bit bigger one there.
I didn't have that.
I'll probably do some of these
Okay.
around 22 inches.
Can I do it? I
Why
want
won't
to do a table.
it fit?
Joke's on them.
Oh, look at what you did.
You do not get a table.
You went into the edit the component.
Me?
Okay, no.
By clicking on it
She
4
had a little
times.
click
Uh-huh.
at me.
Double click takes you to its creation point,
Uh-huh.
which means that you can now go in and actually take how this door was made
Can I?
Oh, wait,
and go in and actually see how it was all made. You can go in and all that. So we're just gonna close that.
Where is our window anyway? You have a place and
We
we
have
don't
to put it by the
have
way.
it. Probably, are you good with your sink? We don't know yet. I'm fine.
So now we're back here.
I don't know that.
So here's your cabinet.
I just want to make
I'll
a
put
piece
that
of
here,
triangle.
'cause now we don't know
Oh,
what
just
it's
out there. Yeah, that is true.
So just go 3D.
I just- you guys have to
This is
put
your
something wall.
double fridge. Here's your cabinet. And it's in the right orientation.
I can't put that. Oh.
Now you can jump back.
Delete that.
Yeah, this is a really tight kitchen, mainly because I didn't want to spend
How come?
through the whole master gourmet kitchen because it takes.
Okay.
But yeah, the house I do for your kids, we'll make that about 2,200 square feet. We'll put some interesting effects in there for to work with.
And you wanted us to do a triangle first?
Yeah, I do the workplace the kitchen triangle first. Okay, so I'm kind of limited, so I'm gonna rotate this around It's going to go in this corner. Ugh,
Oh, did I just copy it now?
it's really tight. Not to do some fixing. And then we talk about the work triangle. And you guys know that. We don't need to.
It has 2 doors on it.
You got 2 doors on your cabinet?
Oh my god, fridge.
On your fridge? Oh, you want the 48.
On the front and the back.
You want the 48.
No. I have a fridge on the front and the back of my fridge.
There's 2. Move them apart. You got 2 of them.
Uh-uh. No.
They don't make a door that has a door in the front and back.
But she found out. Just
I don't know. I'm trying.
So,
I don't understand.
How come when I click on it, it doesn't
Try
click?
it again.
wait, what? For what?
All right.
On the fridge?
Yeah, like you click on it. And
Oh.
2.
Okay.
Yep. You just have 2.
I tried to move them apart and it wouldn't let me.
I know. It's just mean.
Try clicking on a border.
It's the mice problem.
It's
nuisance.
particular.
Okay, so I'm going to move my stove apart a little bit here. Move that over there. I'm actually move the refrigerator out a little bit because I need the 2-foot space. So technically what I would do at this point, I'd tell the kids, pop this kitchen out, put a wing on the house, make it a little bigger. But we're not going to do that. I need this distance here from the wall to the cabinet to be 2 feet. As long as it's 2 feet, I'm good. Because this is where your other cabinets will go. Now, we're going to put the other cabinets in real quick, because time still keeps beating away. And again, it's the same process. So you go back into your component, edit type. You can either go and use if you do edit type, you then go to the library. If you don't, there's base cabinets in the template. And usually my kids that don't want to do a lot of it use those, and they're all different colors, so I know they didn't put any effort into it. So I go load, and I'm going to go get, let's see, I need some drawers. So I'll do that. And those can be smaller. I don't need a lot of space there. Place that there. Now I've got my distances. I can put the stoves and go there. And that's probably what I'm going to end up with, is that's your kitchen. So super 1940s house. Okay, now I need these to line up a little better than what they are. So if I click on this guy, it's right where it should be. So it's good there. This is supposed to be 2 feet from the wall. It's not. It's a little less than that. No, that's right.
How big is the one next to the big cabinet?
I think this one is an 18-inch wide. And if we look at it, it's 18. It's only 1'10". So this one's a little bit smaller build. So I'm just going to fix that. So they're all the same. And now it's going to match up where it needs to. Now, technically, we would never build it with these corners together. There's going to be a spacer there. We don't care about that at this point. That's what the millwork guys are going to do. So I would have the kids go in and just line these up. Then they'll leave this blank and not put anything in here. There are corner units. I'm not a fan of those. Well, if you don't know what we're talking about, we'll go look at them real quick. So those corner units, these guys, I don't mind this one too much. I hate this one. You can never get the stuff in the back. No matter how good of a lazy Susan you have, there's always stuff you can never get to. So I usually don't do those. Just
They didn't put handles on my cabinet in the corner, the one that you like. They didn't put handles on it in my apartment.
Do you know why they didn't?
Because they're stupid.
Because they would have locked together when they opened up.
No. Yeah, no.
Yeah. If these opened up, if there's a handle on both these and you open it up,
Okay, so me and my mother-in-law live in the same apartment complex.
I'm so sorry.
Hers, 3 doors down.
Wow.
Getting started. Her apartment has door handles on their corner cabinet, and we don't.
Well, you know how to use a screwdriver. Usually they leave them off because they're locked together. So I would bet if you measured your cabinets, yours are not the same size as hers, and these doors locked together, so they left them off. Especially because of the mass they build
Leave
those.
a groove at the top, put your finger in there to like pull it out.
Because that means they messed up. Yeah, they messed up. And so the fix is don't put cabinet handles on them so they don't lock together. Yeah, see that all the time.
Still though.
I know, it's a crazy world. All right, so now I can move my stove. The stove can go right up next to a cabinet and back to the wall, so use the align tool again for that. Might be flush. Even though you and I should both know that we take it out of that command. We always have a gap on each side of our appliances. Now, there is a dishwasher unit. There's dishwashers in the templates as well. We need to get this sink on here and put some upper cabinets in. So we're going to use an angle cabinet countertop. You have to put the countertop on before you put the sink in. The kids will want to put the sink in, it's going to be on the floor. It's going to be inside the floor because the sink attaches to whatever flat surface is there. I've had kids put them inside the wall. I'll show you how that looks because you might as well see it. It's really quite sad. So do sink. It's in the kitchen.
How do you get it to stop snapping again?
Right click.
I thought it was like an old button.
Okay, so if I take this sink and I shove it on this wall here, it's placed.
But where? Let's find out.
Let's find out. Oh man, where did it go?
I think it's
There. I get this a lot. And their rationale is, well, that's my shower. There's shower parts too, but it goes on whatever flat surface is there. I don't know where the other one went. Probably to the AutoCAD layer. Yeah, it did. This guy down here. So you have to clean those up. You can fix this. I'm going to leave it here and I'll show you how to fix it.
I think my oven is coming out the wall.
It should be right flush to the wall. So if your line tool, go back here. If you're doing modify and you're doing your align tool, you might have to change your settings over here so it's doing the wall face, not the core. So if you do the wall face, it'll be on the outside of the chipboard. If you do the wall core, it's going to be the face core is going to be the stud.
Oh, you know what? I think it's cabinet.
Okay, we can fix those. Okay, countertop. We can go in architecture component again. Edit type, load. I've got to get out of the base cabinet, so it's one folder back. So just go back one. Nope, I need to go forward.
Are we doing components?
Yep, so in the components. When you go to load, it's going to take you to the last library you were in. So we're in our base cabinets. Well, I'm not going to find a countertop here no matter what I do. So I can use the blue arrow, or I can use the blue arrow on a folder. Either one. Let's go back one. Then go to countertops. Don't do that. It makes me sleepy. And then find the L shape that matches what I'm building. I do not use the one with the hole. Okay. The sink that I use cuts its own hole. It is really, really, really difficult to modify this. It really is tough to change that. So I'm going to go with the L shape. That one has a sink. You can use that one if you want. There it is. Use this guy right here. So hit open. This will be as it is. I'm not going to change anything. It's already set to mount at 2 foot 10.5 inches. So the top of it will be at 3 feet. So hit OK. It's huge. And this is stick it right in the corner. Now I've got a fire hazard because my countertop goes over my stove. Okay, so we'll let you get that placed first. Architecture component. Okay. We got a countertop down. Now, if your kids want to do really fancy backsplashes, I'll make a video on how to create a custom countertop. That custom countertop will let them adjust the height of the backsplash. So the backsplash you have right now is only 4 inches. All right, so once we get that in, we need to see what it covers. So if you select it, the blue is where it's at. The cabinet is where it's over. So it's something a little weird here, but I'm not worried about it because it's a sink. It's an empty cabinet. I'm going through the stove, so I don't want that. Now there's arrows. These little arrows on the sides. I want to grab the one pointing to the left and slide that leg back to the other side of this range. That means if we put cabinets on the other side, you have to put a different countertop in. Okay, and this one's worked out fine. Okay, so that's in there. And then if you want to change materials, again, that's edit type. You come down to countertop material, and you go through the same process here again of creating the material you want it to be out of. Or you can go use the same pink granite we used before, or marble. Search what you want there. Let's do that. Apply that. So now I've got a pink countertop in a parquet floor. That's great. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to fix that sink issue first. So as you can see, you can't see it here. It's above your cutting plane line. It's up above that 4-foot mark. And so your kids will go, I keep putting it in, it's not showing. In 3D, it's on the wall. Okay, now it's attached to this wall. If I move it, I can move it anywhere on that wall I want. I just can't take it off of that wall. It has been joined forever. Now I've got to make it think because I tried to make it turn a corner. Okay, so it will not turn this corner no matter what you do. What you have to do is you have to come up here at the top, look for the green tab. That means you're modifying. Either pick a new host. So you then pick a new work plane, and then in 3D you can now rotate it around and place it on top of your sink countertop. Come up a little bit there and pop it down. Get it here. Don't try and perfect it in 3D. You're not going to be able to do that, but you then go back to 2D, and now you can use your arrow keys and kind of position that where exactly where you want it. And then when you get that done, life's looking great.
Okay, how did you change the countertop?
So if you want to change countertop materials, it's in edit type. So you select it, edit type, and it has its own materials here. So you just go pick a material you want for it. So it probably just says default material. And you can change it to anything you want. Okay, we good? Okay. So as I was saying, I'm going to make a video that'll show how to customize these countertops, especially for the kids that want a higher backsplash. So maybe they want to go an 18-inch backsplash. I'll show you how to do that in the video. But all the parts of the sink can also be changed. So if you're here and you don't like the way the sink is, go to edit type. Whew, there's a lot of materials there. So you come on down. First I look through if there's a material section. So whoever made this didn't divide it out by material section, which is fine. Here's my material finishes. Here's my sink bowl. I can change that. So it's by category. Hit the ellipse dots. I can come down and use the silver sphere and make my own, or I can go and find one. Do that. This will be the most gaudy kitchen ever.
No, can you walk through the sinks one more time?
Placing the sink?
Yes.
Okay. So normally I would do it in 2D. The architecture component. Click in your select button here. Do a search. Now it's under kitchen sink. So I find my kitchen sink, activate that. I bring it over and I've got to tag the edge of the cabinet for it to show. Then I can rotate. And I don't try and push, I just try and get it attached. So once it's attached, and I'll show you that in 3D. Oh, it's down here on the floor. I grab the floor instead of the top. You really want to try and get that, but you're going to miss a few times. To fix it, we select it again, pick a new host, and then bring it back up on top, so it can cut through. Now, when it cuts through, it will not cut through the support bars on those cabinets. It only cuts through the voids. So again, we'll do it in 3D again, or 2D. Bring it in, find your countertop, and you can place it there.
Yeah, mine goes too. I think it's because my cabinet's not trimmed. My countertop's not trimmed, right?
It's not what?
I haven't trimmed my countertop.
Oh, back and not through the stove.
It's through the stove and it's not all the way through the sink cabinet.
Okay. So what you have to do is look for these arrows to trim it with. You can also use the align tool to do that.
Okay.
So get a hold of your countertop so we can grab it again. If you, like in this case, I can't see it to grab it. So a lot of times you go in and grab something in 3D, then jump back, and then you can get the edit marks. So you can grab these arrows and shift with those legs of that countertop bar. And so now I've made it longer and go longer still. I'll show you another way of fixing that. So now it's way out there. So I've got this going right to my stove. Okay, so I need to bring it back. Again, those arrows might not be your thing. So I'll select it in 3D, go back to the main level, and then it says I'm going to shift to the align. And I grab that edge and this edge of the countertop and adjust it that way. So you can use the align if the arrows are too tricky. That throws you off. Okay, we put an upper cabinet in, and then we then work on materials. This day's going fast. Okay, overwhelmed yet?
Mm-hmm.
Yay, cool, I did my job. Yeah.
I've been trying to get my sink in like.
Okay, let me come over and help you. Okay, so you're trying to find your seat countertop.
So like that?
Yep. Just click.
Actually,
Okay. Now click. And pull it off. Okay, so it's placed. Just make sure it's placed down. Because it's there.
Did I lose my countertop? I don't know. I don't know either. Doing good. I got this.
So it's gone down probably underneath there.
but there was a countertop there.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Um.
There it is.
Oh, I know I want to.
Okay, so now we can't see it in either place. Okay. So here in the view, you have a section cut. And if you just cut a section right through that part right there, then you can right click, go to view, and there's your seat. I almost like it better when it does this than when it does the other.
Oh.
So select it, again, pick a new host. It has to say I'm not in the right plane, so okay, fine. Then select it, go back to the main level, host. And it's a little temperamental. You have to make sure it's highlighting that countertop.
Because this countertop was this way, and then there's one go that one.
There. Okay, then I've got
I would put this better than having to go. I don't want to like have counters everywhere.
To just fix or cancel. Whichever they want.
So now, if I want to do just a simple countertop here, where this will lie. There's a cabinet. Oh, it's got a cabinet. Oh, I believe in having something on either side of the door.
I think
Thank you. I needed somebody to believe in me.
And then go here.
Oh, that's not totally not what I wanted to do. How do I do that? How do I do that? Control Z. Redo, how do I redo?
I feel like it does this to me all the time. It's not my fault.
So I'm gonna take this, I'm just gonna hide it temporarily.
Is it behind the wall?
I should hypothetically.
So it's on the right level. I just know where it is.
Oof, done. Very quick on your.
It doesn't like my striped marble.
No, I think it's more the countertop.
TV.
The ones that are
I have
pre-done are
camera
not
tiles.
quite as.
They're pretty
It
too.
wasn't the pre-done one, it was the one that I
See?
made last time.
Oh, okay. Should be like that, should be.
Oh, you're special, real quick.
Next time when they're like, what is you to do this, take credit.
No,
I think that is a super good idea. It sounded really great. It did not ever sound good to me.
It's
But
been one hell of a
I'm
one y'all.
It's been on the bottom of your floor.
Okay, so edit type, and then I can change my material. Top material, by category?
Recognize that countertop.
Do we need to edit it so that it's
Well, it's not recognizing the countertop, it's not existing where it should.
Okay.
So let's see.
Did I do it? Did I do that? I did the thing! I love it when I can do that thing. Ah, I'm almost caught up. Okay, and edit type. Click on this one.
Do you want to sit down?
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, should I hit apply for that?
cheese.
Look, it's so good. Okay, it's actually really ugly, but I'm really freaking
This is
proud
just
of it.
infrared to see what's in.
Here, I'm like, gonna move my fridge and not make a good one for home. Better off situation. I just made my bedroom.
Yeah, you did. Gotta go.
But it's really awkward over here, but oh wow. We'll put it fine right
Oh,
now.
okay.
Sit, try.
Oh,
All of
nice.
it's so far away.
So it's just flowing down
This was
there.
like here,
See now how it goes this way.
but it's not. Oh,
So just a, you got clicked on the work plate.
We're also trying to add a spot for dining
There you
room.
go.
Weren't we gonna change our porches into a breakfast nook? I can't edit
And then I
that.
can shift it over, just select it. Because now it's attached to the right spot. And then use your arrow keys and drag it. There you go.
Boundary.
Good.
Oh, it's not your friends.
I think I hit it. Sorry.
Okay, it's okay. How do I edit your boundary like you just did? Teach me your ways of life. Edit, oh, I click the button that says edit
That
boundary.
one hides in that view, so let's
Yeah.
put it here. So your countertop's here.
That's the one.
I am not meant to handle being most stressed in my life. Okay.
No, I'm just trying to figure out why it's not showing. It should show here.
Oh, that's what I did last time. Okay, hang on, I can fix this.
Your arrow's clearly here.
Doop. I fixed it that time.
So that's one.
One click. Quick edge.
So it's,
Likes to work with edges.
I think I just get the defective mice, or they're just not used to working in DM speed.
they can kind of do that right now.
I think it's the later.
Yeah.
I'll have to come back. and look at it. Just-
Okay, and then we do the
It's
align,
there,
we
it's
go
just
here,
not showing.
here.
So what I want
Nope,
to do
nope,
is-
nope, 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 nope.
So I go to, I'm talking to teachers, you
Align.
and
Here.
whatever it was. Then how do I change that?
So click on the box.
No.
Just click right there.
Brr.
Now you can find what's in the template. So it's been loaded in, that's where you find it there. If you want something completely new, just type in the search box there. So
Oh,
Is this another faucet hiding right here?
it is, yeah. So that's, yeah.
How do we feel about
Oops,
this?
that's
You
your
like
countertop.
this?
There you
I love the counter going into my fridge.
go. Again, now, if you're looking on when you place that kitchen, some of you have clicked a little bit on that sink. So when you click on this sink to place it, up at the top, look at how it's placed. Is it on a vertical face? Is it on a face? Or is it on a work plate? It works best if it's on a face. And that means you can drag on the wall and it'll follow the loops. Makes this a little easier. But it's easy to click off that and get somewhere else. And that'll help a little bit. Okay, upper cabinet. And then get rid of the shirt tails now. The upper cabinets are, get back over here, it records. Okay, we don't have a lot of room to put an upper cabinet in. We're gonna do it anyway. We'll put two in. I think we can get two of them in there. When you place cabinets that are on the wall, there has to be a wall. So in a lot of times you're doing a design, they may have an island or a peninsula, and they want the cabinets over it. You gotta make a wall that hangs from the ceiling in order to place them. So you put the wall in, and we go with the wall, we review a wall a little bit. So you get your wall, your base constraint, you do an offset from the base up to, let's see, we've got 33 feet, 18 and 4.5 feet, and then 2 feet. If you put up 6 feet off the floor, then you can attach your upper cabinets. It's kind of a tricky little way to do it, but that's how we do them. We just hang them from the ceiling, which is what they're going to do anyway. It's just they can't touch the ceilings. So we go architecture component. There are upper cabinets in your template. They're under U, so they're at the very bottom. And that's a 2-door one there, and you got a 1-door. So those are 2 that are in the template. Let's see, for this, I'll probably just do an 18-incher here. So I select the upper cabinet. It will not show anywhere on the floor until you get to a wall. As soon as you get to a wall, it's going to be attached to that wall, and then you can place it where you choose to put it. And then in 3D, you can go see it. It's got this little knobby on there because we have knob issues, I guess, in here. And again, these can be flipped. Now, when you flip at a cabinet, it's not going to have arrows on it. They're too complex. So if I want this knob to be on the other side, I have to do that in the 2D plan. And there's my cabinet right there. I can flip them here and then go back, and now my door's on the other side. So there's a lot of flexibility with how things go in. You just have to be willing to look at which view you're going to get that information. Most of the time it's going to be 2D views, but you can kind of work that out. There's also corner units. Those are in the library. So component, edit type, load, one more part of the library, not countertops, back one. They're on wall cabinets. We call them upper in the West here. They'll get used to it. And you have all these units to pick from, including your corner units, your glass covers. Which one do I want?
You have the ones that go above the refrigerator.
You have to make those. Would you like to make those? It's not hard to make. I'll get a double door here. Let me get a double one. This will work. Okay, let me bring this one in. So it's a double door. I want to put it over the refrigerator. So I'm going to place it there. Usually change the width. I was going to just grab the 19-incher. Yay. Okay, so I just grabbed the little guy. Let's look at what he's got. So if I'm looking here in the plan view, and I'm going to go to the side. So while we're here, I might as well add to what you learn. Can't see through a wall. Oh, but you so can. You select the wall. You can see through the wall. If you want the wall out of the way, right click and hide in this view only that wall. And now you can see where this cabinet is. Now, I am way down low. And so in this view, you can adjust cabinets and things around the wall. So I'm going to take this cabinet and select it. And I've only got about 12 inches above that refrigerator. It's a pretty tall refrigerator. And right now I go into edit type and I look at what I've got. This thing is 1 foot deep, 2'6" tall, and 1'6" wide. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is duplicate it. And I want to change the height. So I'm going to change the height to 12 inches. Drop the 2. That's the only thing I'm going to change on this. And hit OK. So come down the height, put in 1 foot, and apply that. And now it's above. But it's on the floor. So it's still selected. So what I did not do is the elevation off the floor. So their default is 18 inches off the countertop. So 3 foot, then 18 inches. Well, I need to go up whatever height this was. I don't know what that is, nor do I really care, but I need to fix it. Okay, so you can put a number in, 5 feet. So move up a little bit. Okay, fine. We'll go 7 foot because it's to match the top of the door because that's what we do. Out too high. You can do this. I mean, it's all good. But once you get it where you see it, there's an easier way to do that. Okay. So to get these lined up, because you want your upper cabinets to be all aligned, go back into your angled view so you can see perspective. And you can use the align tool. So I go into modify and align. I can highlight the top of this cabinet and then the top of this cabinet, and then they'll match. So I can use that surface as a match to make sure everything's aligned right. Okay, just kind of helps a little bit.
Oh, it pulled up my other one.
Pulled the other one up. So change this one. It's the one you pick first is what you're matching. So it's the order once you pick your objects.
They're so low.
All right, you ready to paint?
Oh, now it's inside my refrigerator.
They went down?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do this. Go ahead and select. Can you select it while it's in the refrigerator? Is it still selected? So if you can select it, just change the elevation from the floor to 6 feet.
It is.
It is? Okay.
So that's all we wanted?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like,
That's usually not.
I feel like I'm gonna not be able to reach the top. My husband can.
Okay. So it's inside the refrigerator here. I'm gonna go here. Where did I go?
Ooh, you dumb girl. You were
Watch your
taller.
mouse.
No.
Okay. We'll duplicate it.
I already did it.
Okay. Let us go with this.
Okay, can I pull this wall out to cover the back of my
So
fridge?
on the height here, 1 foot, you might have to go 11 inches because the height of that.
Well, no, I just wanna like pull this, extend this wall down. Yeah,
So you
but I
can do
just, like,
right
I
here.
don't wanna extend.
just wanna draw a wall.
Because you can go.
I just wanna add a little nut.
Oh,
Never mind, I don't have to do that.
Just test and you do have to fight this a little bit to design you up. So you know how sometimes in the 90s, we had
And then can I
cabinets
make
that went
it
up.
wider now?
You can, yeah. So we go in that 24, so that type. Whatever that 24 is, and just put it widths. Now, when you guys put cabinets in, millwork, kitchen stuff, what do you tell the students on how to size those?
What? I
When
wasn't
you're
listening.
doing kitchen layouts and they're putting in the cabinets, how do you tell them how to size those?
Tell them to do a 1/2 inch for the bottom
I don't think the 6 foot is what.
and 2 foot for the bottom and
No,
1
it's
foot
6
for the
foot.
top.
Okay. So when we order cabinets, they are never ordered at the time of construction. They're always ordered
Yeah.
after the kitchen is built because the walls are never plumbed. There's always a little deviation. It's always custom attached. Unless you go to Home Depot, then you gotta just shim it, which is really not the best thing to do. If you're getting custom cabinets, they're the nearest 16th of an inch in size. So when we give out sizes to order cabinets, it's always by inches to the nearest 16th of an inch. And that's their width, the depth, and their height. We never call them out like 2-foot cabinet or 3-foot cabinet. Always by inches. Most of the time, they're doing custom. They can be anything you want. So right now, you've got the ones that are most common. But if you need one to be 27.5 inches or 27 3/8, you can change it to those values so it fits in the space you're working. It just kind of gives them a little more flexibility. Most of the time, the walls we give them are pretty universal, but occasionally they want to do a little bit more. All right, the hard part, painting. One thing we cover next is paint on the walls. You can paint anything. So if you don't want to go through the materials and create the material, you can paint it. You're still got to make a material for your paint, but you can change the refrigerator by painting it. So it's kind of fun that way. So I'm going to get my wall put back here because I need to see it now. And when you click on this light bulb, it's usually blue. That means it's in normal light. When you click it, it goes to yellow, and you're in infrared. Whatever's in red has been hidden. So you select it, right-click, and unhide that element or category, and then turn the light off, and it comes back. So it's pretty handy to be able to hide things while you're working on them. Just makes these. So when we hide again. Okay, let's say I don't want to see a wall. So I take the wall, I right-click, and I hide just that wall. If I do category, they all go. They're completely gone. Okay, so they're all gone. So element does the one thing you've selected. Category does everything in the same family. So all my exterior walls went away. In fact, all the walls went away. Now down here by the glasses, I've got this little blue Kmart special light. Kids don't have any idea what Kmart is, so don't tell them that. You click on that, everything red has been hidden. So if I select a wall, any of the walls, and I right click and go to unhide, elements is grayed out because I did a category. So I click on the category, turn the light back off, and they're all back. So you can do them all, you can do partials, whatever works to see things the best. And now we're going to get ready to paint. Now, there's a couple of things about your house that we need to talk about before we do that. Let me go back to home view. When we drew this back wall covers 3 rooms, a bedroom, a bathroom, and a kitchen. We're probably not going to do them all the same color unless we're doing track housing and it's all white. So I'm going to need to break this wall up, but I don't want to cut the wall apart because for the contractor, this wall tells all about how many studs they need, how much plywood, how much drywall. All that information is built into that wall. So I don't want to cut it if I don't have to. If you have no other way but to cut it, then cut it. But we try and hold out to the end. So we're going to tilt this down a little bit to the other side now because it's going to be easier in this bedroom than it is in the kitchen. So that hide tool, what I'm about to do in this bedroom, you'll want to do in the bathroom and in the kitchen. That means you'll probably want to hide the appliances and cabinets while you do it, paint, and then bring them back. Okay. So I need this wall to be. What's up?
I said I wish you could do that in real life.
Well, hopefully in a new construction, the paint before the appliances show up. They're just gonna spray paint the whole thing, and it takes literally 3 hours to do the whole house. So that's usually what we like. But if you're doing a remodel or upgrade, yeah, it's kind of a pain in the neck. So, all right, in here with this being one wall, I need to split it. So up here between precast and systems, this is your paint demo construction area right through here, this column. The top one splits a face. The next one down paints the wall. The last one is a demo. So if you need to show a demo plan, you can whack those walls with hammers, and it's kind of fun. You get a little hammer and you get a whack away. Okay, we're going to split the wall. So I activate the split wall command. I select the wall I need to split. And instead of being a blue outline, it's now this orange colored outline that goes around the perimeter of that full wall. What I need to do is take this cursor, start at the, I usually start at the top and go down, it's just a little easier. I start at the top of the corner wall, get that little X, and draw a new line straight down to the corner until I get the square, which is the end point. And then I check that off. And now when I paint surfaces, and I'll put a paint on there, this is separate from this. So on the wall, it's one wall. But the face where the paint's going to go is different. So I'll just throw a color on there so you can see it, and then we'll make paint. Go to the paint tool. That's going to open up. This has to be open while you're applying paint. And I should probably find a paint. And we'll talk about how to make these here in just a second. Oh, yeah. I'll just do, yeah, we'll go black. Might as well. So I did black paint on this wall, and it only does that panel. It won't do the whole wall, which is kind of nice. Now, if I flip this around, the other side, which I did not modify, and I paint this wall, they all get black. So splitting that face just gives you a lot of flexibility on what to do with those colors and how to change them out.
So if I was splitting the face, I just click the top and the bottom?
Just go right down the seam.
And then you go back to modify?
Just go back, hit the check mark, and then go back and modify, activate your paint.
Some of the lines drawn lie outside the exterior boundaries of the face being split.
Okay, so that was, read that again because I'm going to close this off.
It says, some of the lines drawn lie outside the exterior boundaries
Okay.
of the face being split.
All right, let me go back and put this back together real quick. So when you're doing the split and you're doing your line to draw it, you can use this draw or this line. I usually just use the line. It's not wiggly. Whereas the draw is kind of a freehand draw. I want to get an X, which is the intersection of these two walls, right there, that intersection. So it's an O snap, like in AutoCAD. It's an endpoint. I want to grab that, make sure my line's tethered to that corner. And then you want to make sure you're going straight down that seam. And you're going all the way down. You might have to zoom up a little bit to get the square. The square means you get the end of that wall. Then you click on that. Now there's a little jog going on in here, and that's because of the way I did that floor. But that comes down, right click, hit cancel, or hit the green check mark. Either one works. So I hit that in. Now this is a split wall. So I can't see it in any other way, but I can paint it now differently. All right, let's go have some fun. Okay, Sherwin-Williams is where I go. I like this website a lot. Not that I'm a fan of Sherwin-Williams necessarily, but your colors are more vivid with this. You can do the same thing with Home Depot or Lowe's if you want, but this one kind of gives kids a little bit more insight to color. One of the things I like about it is I can do families of color. I can do it by room. So I want to do bedroom paints. I can go here. And these are paint colors that are most commonly used. And yuck, I hate those already. So I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to go back to fine color. And I went too far. I want to go in blue tones. And then they look at the different options they give me, and I want to go where to go. Just kind of pick a color to start. This can take a lot of time in your class, especially if you need a little bit of time for sanity, is to have them pick all their paints for the whole house. I'm going to go into this illusion. When I go there, what's nice about this is it gives me the colors that kind of in that same hue, so I can work with that. If I do paint sample, they'll send me one, which is kind of nice. You can get their entire catalog of colors. It's pretty expensive. It's like $900. And that gives you 5 binders of paint samples. But so I look at this and I go, okay, here's the coordinating colors to go with it. Thanks, appreciate that. I want to know more about the solution. So I have full details. Hit that down right here. This is what I need is that right there. I need the RGB. So I need that set of colors. So I give the kids a little notebook, little memo pad, because they won't bring paper. They won't bring pencils, so there's a bucket of pencils. And we're going to write down the numbers for the paints we want to use and what room you're using them in. And I make them turn that in about it once every 3 weeks.
Wait, how'd you get the RGB one?
Okay, cool.
Paint sample?
So you're in the color, hit full details. Paint samples if you want them to send you a sample paint chip. And then it's right here, RGB. So the first one's red, that's the 152. Second one is 169, and that's the green, and the blue is 183. And I then have them write the name down so we can know what paint we're ordering. And we have all that information ready to go. So it's in the blue family. It's a nice slate color blue. And we want to match this color on Revit so that the screen looks the same on both. Okay? So I then move this off the side, not then close it because I'm going to come back to it. I want to paint this wall. Cool. So I'm in the modify, and then close out, and we'll go back in completely. So modify tab. I come over here underneath the split wall is paint. So I open that up. And this is all the materials. This is all the paint colors that are in there. It's also got all the metals, because you can paint your knobs, make them shiny, you can make them dull, you can make them brushed. And I look through here, and this is the library as it is. There's not a way to create paint on the fly. So these are all presets. Okay, fine. I need a paint color that I want to use. So you show them what's available, and they may meet their needs. But now I need to go a little deeper. And this is why we're holding off to the very end. So when I do the videos, we'll go through each of the things they need to know in a lot of detail. And I'll also give you several YouTube channels of where I learned from, in case you want to go deeper. In order to change my paint, I need to go into Manage. We don't spend a lot of time in Manage because they can mess up the program pretty hard here. So in Manage is where all of the settings are for the class, for everything in Revit. The very first one is Materials. So we then go to Materials and create a new one. And now we can get there on most things on the fly, but Paint is the one we can't. So I click on Materials. Oh, well, it's just here. This is the same library I've been using. It's not any different. So I go down and make a new material, and then rename it first before I go on. It's then be labeled as paint. Oh, I just lost it. I do that a few times a day. Right click, rename. It's going to be paint. It's going to be Illusion. Build that back wrong already. AUTIAN. And it's going to be for a bedroom. So I put this all in mainly because my template now is bigger than any house I've done, and as far as memory goes, but it has everything in it that I would ever want. Okay, so I set that in, I hit enter. Now I come over here to the color, and it says RGB 808080. That's white, okay, as white as you can get on a computer. So now instead of clicking an image, I'm clicking here, and I'm coming down to the reds, and that color was 152. And then we had the greens, which is 169. Again, that, and sometimes you'll find a color you like and you just stay with it. But we're going to go that Illusion. So we're going to go 183. And there's my color. So I hit OK. And that color is now the color for that paint. So I apply it and hit OK. And I go back to Modify. I go back to Paint. And there, it's going to be whatever one you just made is going to come up. And so they come, just take that paint, paint the wall. I want that wall as well. Maybe I want to change the top of the countertop. Maybe the cabinets need to be that color. Cabinets are a little finicky depending on who's made them, but that's how you get the color in there. And the kids can have whatever color they want. There's a few that go black for the walls really quick. Some want tapestries. So maybe, well, let's pull this over and let you see the color. So there's my colors between the two. When it renders, it's much closer than what it is right now, but at least it's where I can see it and work with it. You can get pretty close. Is that a question I missed? Oh, your numbers?
Well, I have a question, but it's not paint related.
Okay.
My thingamajig is not working.
Oh, okay. So
My
thingamajigs.
splitting's not working either.
The mouse.
Now, like, I go to split it and I draw the line, and
Okay.
it won't split my, like, it shows me my split line.
Okay.
but I really just tested it. I've been fighting it for like the last 20. It's fine. It's fine. I think I did it. It's also.
This might be the room I would just put in, but.
Okay, quit taking the wall. I'll just walk.
Okay, so let's start. It's all one wall.
So it was split button. Is the wall selected at all? Wall first.
I do because it kind of gets in there. You're looking for to give some green, some orange lines, then take it down just a notch. And then we're going to press the button. Yeah, a lot of things going on here. Shadows. Things. So, too much light, too much shadow makes it hard.
Okay.
So we're at this point. That's the wall. So now you see that orange.
Mm-hmm.
So bend and then grab right there that intersection.
Okay.
Straight down. And make sure you get that end point.
Okay.
Because it doesn't go all the way in, it won't split.
Okay.
And then you cancel there and check. Then you go back into your paint. And whatever, that right there. So I move this so we can get there and we take the wall. I turn out 2 seconds.
Okay. Green.
It's green. It's green. Okay, let's do yours. Okay, now it's not drawing, so there's something not acting. So you should be in a create mode. So there's a cancel out. Go. Select the wall. Spin a split. Just tied it in left. First.
I think the problem is we did a lot when we got here.
Yeah. You guys have one day. Okay. Select the command and then the wall.
Okay.
Now you got the orange. So there's your.
Ah!
Yeah, blink. There's your walls around here.
It won't do the bottom end point for me.
Okay, I might have to move around a little bit because you got 4 of them down there. There. Okay, let's check that out. So it's
What?
think it's in there twice. You got some in it already. Yeah, you got it right.
Oh.
Alright, get it.
So I did it right the first time?
Yeah, you did it right first. I wasn't letting you cut the same thing twice.
Alright, that makes sense.
Okay, so you just handle the top left.
So the struggle bus, thank you.
Even stuff I just.
Oh, my man. What was the question? Why the heck is all this stuff on my USB drive? This and this,
Well,
like my budget and
Wow.
and what where the crap.
okay, here's the
come
way you
from?
can help with USB drives. If you pull them out before everything's done moving, the next time you plug it in, it'll copy whatever's there. Because it's still not down. So you have to make sure you eject it or that everything's moved over when you're working on it.
Okay, so I need to
So-
take that with me.
Yeah, yeah, you feel because I just copied all your stuff on there. So you can have that one too. That's how you get USB drives in. Okay,
My splitter isn't
so your
working.
splitter's not working?
It says ends of open loop and sketch splitting face do not lie on edge of face to split. I don't know what that means.
Means if you cut it already. So, it's already been split, so you did it right.
Except for it kept telling me it was wrong.
Well, if you're trying to cut over the same edge, there's nothing to cut.
Well, I painted this whole wall,
Okay, let's try
but
it.
I didn't mean to.
Okay, let's try that again here. Okay, so activate the split. Select the wall. Grab that. Yeah.
And it wasn't letting me.
No, wait.
I'll change the settings here.
Cancel.
Back here.
Why isn't it finding that corner? I agree. I agree.
That's actually,
Let's see, I coming from the bottom and going up. And
Yeah,
it's
it's-
also the same thing.
yeah,
Let's
it's
go again.
graphically sensitive.
That's fine for me.
Rapidly sensitive.
Okay, so what's happening? I'm just grabbing the wrong corner. So I need to go back to that corner, which is the edge, and pull that down. So there's probably a split wall there. Should. Let's see if this. Okay.
You can do this again.
What's this little job right there?
It's the flooring. So this carpet goes up underneath the chipboard. So this is the outside corner. So now there's that point.
Yeah, so I started at the bottom one time because I showed up and then went up and it didn't.
What are you? Which drunk person is driving this thing?
Drunk person.
I wish you could see the driving that I'm doing over here, because it's not that great.
So it's not-
Click that.
For a snack.
There's a,
I think it's
there's a life section there.
12 more books.
Oh,
This one's my turn.
so sorry. I don't know what's next here. Get cleaned out. And we can't buy snacks anymore for kids, so.
Oh my goodness. That's correct.
Just not with CTE money. Since that's
But
the
it
only
did
money you
sound-
get.
Ominous about using
Okay,
CP
so
money.
there's what, nice one I've got right there, not up here. Actually, one up here.
Okay,
That's-
I can just paint this one.
So, I think I know what's going on here. The wall here, yeah, So this is the inside edge of the top of the wall,
And it doesn't go all the way up.
and it doesn't go all the way up because this wall's an inch tall. So you can
I
grab
hate
this.
this. It's really
It's not
nauseous when I'm
this
trying to
like-
create.
This is gonna be.
Yeah, we're not gonna grab that because it's above our cement. So when you grab this corner, put this plane here, so if you grab this, you this wall here.
Yeah.
So we wanna grab that here.
They're all just like.
Wait, why do we have this random dot here?
That's
Oh, I can delete that.
Cool.
So I just had to zoom in quite a bit.
What?
It's okay.
Please work. Just wait for it, ready?
James, the CT is like all over his being cut. How much did you say?
We lost, the district lost 1.5% of its budget last year. Which doesn't seem a lot, but when you put it by millions, it's a lot.
From,
Good thing there's an undo button.
why did they do that?
Well, because they have to pay for vouchers.
Oh my gosh.
They have to-
Vouchers for private school, is it?
Oh,
Yeah, because if we're not gonna have them, we don't need the money, right? So they took 8,000 away for each school student that's no longer going to public schools.
Alright, how do kids?
Students. Students.
Someone has a big agenda on that, don't they?
Yeah.
Somebody who are certain legislators, certain
Yeah.
representatives.
The problem we need to do is get them to put back in the testing component.
I found
The
this.
homeschool has to follow the same testing standards, and that would it.
It's very,
Yeah.
So it's working out. It just, you have to make sure you're getting, if you want this plane here, you get the top of this wall. If you want this wall, it's the top.
okay, okay. How do
Okay.
I?
All right.
What was their thinking with getting rid of fees?
Well, because I can tell you exactly why. When I taught at Matheson for the one semester there, their student fees account had $22,000 because they never used it. They had enough budget to buy project stuff. So kids are paying fees.
They should
And
have
what
paid
you-
those fees, yeah.
There was plenty of money there, but they just kept collecting it. And the legislation did an audit on all the schools. That's across the
I do
state
too.
where all these student fees are just sitting there, not being used and gaining interest.
And so that's where this is coming from, and how did they figure this out?
So if you
Because ours
remember
is not
like
that
3
way.
years ago, they went through and pulled all the funds that were being used and reallocated it.
Mm.
That's the first step. The legislature says it's not enough. You gotta make it now equitable for fee waiver kids. Well, we already are.
Because they're on fee waiver.
Yeah, and so like here at GTI, we do not get fee waiver money. So when we get, most of our kids are fee waiver because the east side doesn't come over. It's tough. So, but then you have the situation where 3 kids are paying the fees for 10 kids. And that's where.
Yeah.
Well,
So
so
more
that's
they
what you
fix
guys
the
can
issues.
face, is not, right. Our max fees at schools are 40, is it the
So
same?
ours are too.
Okay.
But if we get, so like my architecture 1 class this year, we're not supposed to know, but I'm pretty sure 30% of it was fee waiver. Well, we don't get reimbursed for that. That stays in the home schools. So when I have to start buying like all the materials, I have to be really careful how I spend money. Because we don't even know what our student fees are until January. So we miss a whole semester.
You know what's so funny is we all have the impression that GTI is freaking spoiled.
I know. It's,
Because our school, like, oh my goodness. our
yeah, the
kitchen
only thing that's
stuff
different
is
with
just
us
awful.
is we have 1 shop that used to be at 9 schools. And so when they pulled schools over, everything was new. It's, the stuff I use in the shop is getting pretty old.
Yeah.
But it's just like anything else. It's the same budget. There's no
And you don't get fee
difference.
waivers.
We don't get fee waiver money, which is always fun. And kids always show up because they missed the bus. So our absentee is really high. It's got its own pros and cons, but the goal is to get all the stuff here back in the high schools.
Uh-huh.
Well, because that's
Whose
what it
goal?
should be. It should be. The district shouldn't need a magnet program. There should be enough growth in the schools to maintain it.
And where did,
I
no,
just
this
wish
is your
there
opinion or
was
you
a-
No,
just?
that's the ultimate goal.
I
Jamie
just
said he'd
wish
like
there
all
was a
these programs back.
GTI when I was in high school.
Because of that.
Yeah, I mean, we're putting engineering principals at Skyline, drafting as Olympus now. We're gonna add some back up to Kearns is getting something as well.
But the culinary thing is so fabulous here.
Yeah.
They're not gonna do that for a while, probably.
Not for a while. 'cause the
Problem is
kitchens
that there's not enough teachers at the schools to do all of those
We have
classes.
too many.
Well, there's
And
not
there's
enough
not enough
space.
The space.
space.
We don't have the space. That's
Space is a big issue. But
Well, you
they-
have that whole villa out there.
But yeah, James would like to get as much
Yeah, that's really good.
put back as he can. Because he taught Kearns
We need a
when
female.
all these programs were in every high school. So that's what he'd like to go back to.
Really? Okay, we
Yeah,
did not
because
know
it
this.
gives kids more choice. I mean, we only get the kids that actually have regular schedules. So the kids that actually need to hear, the ones that are struggling, don't have credits to come.
Well, and that's why a lot of our kids don't actually want to come to the GTI because it takes
Takes
two classes.
Yeah, takes some class periods. So when I teach Architecture 1, I'm also teaching Architecture 2 at the same time, and capstone. So I have 3 classes going at the same time every year.
That is so weird. that
Which
you
is
have
How many
really
periods a
hard.
day do you guys teach here?
What's that?
How many periods a day? Are you guys still on 4 or?
Well, it still works out to 4 day because we still have 2 classes in every block. So they're just here for 90 something minutes instead of 50. But yeah, they do double classes.
So weird is I've always heard James Taylor that the GTI was his like big thing, his baby.
It's just because it's saving the programs that would otherwise would be cut.
Oh, okay.
We cut like machine, which is now the #1 job needed in the United States because everybody's retiring and kids don't like to get dirty. We've got companies that say, we'll get you the equipment. We have nowhere to put it. And we had a huge machine shop in Taylorsville and Kearns, and they just scrapped it all.
Which ones, does any of your guys' high schools have welding?
Welding is at Granger.
Oh, I think they're building it at Taylorsville, don't they?
Yeah, great.
I'm pretty sure someone was telling me there.
They're opening it back up when they build Cypress.
Yep.
That's the thing they announced.
Yep. So, so we had welding here for a short period, and now it's gone. It's not here anymore.
So then what about all those other schools where the kids would
Well,
like to take
Skyline
welding, but
Olympus
it's
will
not
never
available?
make welders.
Nope.
That's not in their
Yeah,
culture.
but
We
Hunter
would
would.
have built it
Hunter, if they did the model correctly.
Yeah, they're not building whatever.
So, Kearns will get, when they do the model Kearns,
That's what Katie Texas said.
just depends on
Well,
how.
and we have
Oh.
a culinary kitchen that's separate from our
Uh-huh.
regular kitchen.
Yeah, we do too. Ours is a little
But-
puny.
Wow.
None of
Problem is,
the,
it's not meant for what it's supposed to be. The architects make it so large.
Check your coolant.
Professional.
oh, ours is
Oh, no, no.
professional.
And yours is, ours is not.
Yeah.
Yeah, yours is. She has all
We
the
have a
stuff.
professional kitchen and then a classroom and a thing, and then the regular.
Yeah. Which is how it should be. It
It's
should be
bigger,
separated out.
Yeah.
and then Royale's class and then my class, but we don't have a whole lot of kids taking culinary at Hunter because they come here and they like it better here.
But anyway, if I was a hunter, I'd probably want to go too if I want to feel meal detector every day, honestly. When I go out there to visit, that is the most degrading thing ever. So
What through what?
metal
You're
detectors.
involved in-
Oh.
I think
You're not gonna
it creates a stigma and a mindset.
And I thought they were
Really
going
should.
everywhere. Is
They
there,
are,
are they?
they're going everywhere.
Oh.
That's the plan.
They haven't yet. They
It won't solve any of the problems that they're dealing with.
Has it helped at all? Have they noticed?
How do you tell?
I don't know. No guns in school.
Well, it's always been the case, you know? When we were in school, it was we kept in our cars, the back door windows,
Oh, Taylorsville, let's see, we've had
that
several things.
Yeah, we kind of taken over from Kearns. Kearns is looking pretty good this year.
Aren't as good as they think they are.
What was that?
The metal detectors are
Oh,
weapon
they're not.
detectors, they're not metal detectors. And the drama teacher took through a whole bunch of props that look like guns that are supposed to be caught by the weapons detector and it didn't catch
Oh,
it.
my.
Yeah, because the ones you need, there's no way we can afford.
Mm. Well.
It's supposed to be a deterrent, but I think it creates a mindset.
Like we're in.
Like they're in the ghetto.
Like we're in LA, Chicago. And Robert, West Side gets enough crap as it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole incident that caused that wasn't even on school grounds.
Yeah.
It was right next to school ground.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got color. We've done.
We're blank food.
You're done. Okay,
I think
so.
Well, I am. I don't know if anybody
No,
else
you
is.
you are too, because they glazed over when I started talking.
I mean, we love you, but.
I know, it's a lot, it takes a lot to
Such
go
great
through this.
things.
So the
Yeah.
kids
You're
don't,
just amazing.
well, thanks. The kids don't catch on to the program until the second house.
So we won't catch on until the third.
Probably, but, like I said, I'll get a floor plan, I probably won't do a basement, because that's just too much for what you guys need. So I'll do a main floor, second floor, a couple bedrooms up there, master on the main floor probably. And I'll get that put together so you have a house to work with. But while I'm doing that, I'll do the videos on how to create the house.
Okay.
So that if a kid wants to, I want to do my mom and dad's house, they can follow along and do those. A lot of them get kind of excited about that. We're going to put this into render mode real quick, and then we'll let you know, just so you can see where you're at. Typically, we put a roof on this. We'll worry about that another day. But I want to get you to where you can see kind of what your kids are doing. It's going to be a little off because we haven't put lights in, but that's okay. Let me go on the main level floor plan real quick. And you want to be able to have the kids do their presentations. And you don't want to have a whole bunch of poster boards around your room for 20 weeks because they don't take them home. So we're going to place a camera in the middle of our house here. That's in the view tab, pull down. That's the last thing I had planned for you. So then go to the view tab. And I'll probably have to show you this because do you guys have Autodesk accounts yet? Okay. So we're going to use your Autodesk account. So we're going to hit 3D view and hit the down arrow. And there's a walkthrough and there's a camera. We're just using the camera for right now. So take the camera and we're just going to place it back down in the middle of the floor. You can set your view scope to what you want. It's not going to make a whole lot of difference what that is. And we're just going to kind of stretch this out.
Dude, that's so cool.
And if you're in color mode, you're going to see it already. Sort of. Get your colors. Now, that's cool. Go down to the cube and turn to realistic. Okay, but this is the cool part. Okay, we're going to now go and, go back to the view. And in here you have a teapot and a teapot with clouds. We want to click on the cloud, the teapot cloud rendering. And we're going to render it in the cloud. And what we're going to use is right now we'll be using Czechoslovakia, Spain, and northern Italy. So we're going to now connect to their servers because they're in bed and they're not being used right now. And so this is where Autodesk Power comes from. So this is the steps we're going through. Now, if you're in here, you want to come up to the top where the little figure icon is and take a minute and log in there, and then we'll come back to here. So I'll make sure you log into your Autodesk account. If not, you can watch, and I'll show, and I'll put this in video as well. When I hit continue, it should bring up the render cloud window. As teachers, you have unlimited accounts. You can make as many renderings as you want. Okay, let me go log in. Is that where you're at?
Yeah, that's
Okay. Up here at the top by the little guy, if you click on that, you should be able to come down and it should say sign in. And it should probably be your school email because that's how you get it for free. And whatever password you set. Okay. And then again, back to the render cloud. Continue. Now, in here, there's lots and lots of options. So the name here, this 3D view, is the name of this view that I just created. So they're showing up here in the program, down under 3D views. You can rename them. They're here. They can be exported out, but they're there to be used. And so this is we're just going to take this render I now have and change it. Right now it's on still image, which is what's on your screen. So there's no point in doing a still image in the cloud unless it's huge. So I'm going to change that to a stereo panorama. So we're just going to leave it on standard so it happens really fast because I know you guys want to go home. I'm just going to start the rendering, and it's going to render on the cloud. I can go and keep working. It will email me when it's done. And it's just going to work on that for a minute. Usually takes about 6 minutes. It's using all the servers that are offline in the rest of the world, which is kind of nice. It'll take it just a minute. Probably, yeah, it probably will the first time on a machine. Like so I'll show you what you then get, and then you can dream about it and hope for it. All that good stuff. I can go show you what it will look like because I have one done. So if I go back in here, I go to my render gallery. Everything you've done prior can be there. So if you need to show the kids what your expectations are, you can open those up. It is a website that they can log into with their parents, which goes over really, really well because then the parents know what they're doing because Focus doesn't tell them anything. So then they just log into the online account. And it's going to bring up renderings we've done in class. So what you'll end up with, kind of fun, huh? Yeah. Sometimes the kids. So this is what the stereo panoramic does.
Nice.
So your kids can then do one of these in each room. You can see them together. They can be looked at on their phones. You can send them to parents, and they can kind of get a feel for what's going on out there. So that's what the stereo panoramic does. And it usually takes just a few minutes, maybe about 10, 12 minutes to get them done.
People actually do stack ovens like that?
Yeah, I do a lot of them in Utah for one day of the year.
From the floor?
They do it for Thanksgiving. No, I usually raise them up a little bit, but
Thanksgiving and Christmas.
yeah, usually it's raised up. There's a cabinet they can go in, but so
Obviously never bake biscuits and cakes at the same time.
I don't bake, so. But yeah, so it's kind of fun for the kids, at least to see it. The thing about this view is they can download this into their Oculus or their Vision and walk through the space. So this is kind of what's going on in industry is they're doing their pre-construction meetings virtually, and everybody's walking through the building together. So it's kind of fun. But that's what you're looking at creating. And if I go back to so here's the one we just did. It's finished now. Again, if you have a ceiling with lights, it's still working. Then it's gonna be a little better, but just kind of takes a little bit. Okay, so that's kind of the end result there for you. Your presentations will be a lot better. Kids will be more excited about doing it, taking people through everything. Alrighty. So I will get working on those videos for you. I'll try and do them in 15-minute chunks, so that's not too long for attentions. That'll help you. But I'll go through every step.
Did you say 15 minute or
15.
Okay.
That'll be in 15. So I'll do like exterior walls, interior walls, floor. So I'll break them down into pieces, and then I'll put a professional one linked to each one within it. So you'll have all that. And then I'll also include the floor plan I'm using, so you can share that to the kids, so they can plan to model. What else do you need? I've only got 6 weeks to do it all in, so summer's really, really short this year. You really should get paid for more months. But
That's so short. We just are getting out late.
we're starting earlier and earlier to have it. We have a 2-week Christmas. We have a full 2-week Christmas. And then there's a lot more non-student days in the calendar.
In New Mexico, we used to start like the 11th of August. We'd get a week for Thanksgiving and 2 weeks for Christmas.
And there's no problem.
And a week for spring break.
Yeah,
and
I think.
We'd be done by Memorial Day.
Yeah, same as but I think they're having the semesters end at December. That's kind of thrown them off on their thinking.
And at least it's gonna be us four, so you don't know who it is. That's true.
Okay, I'll get this video to you shortly.
summer.
What do you mean? The semester ended.
I did guess. That's how it was when I was in that thing. So I was kind of used to it.